Hello everybody, this is Ronar, and today we will be starting a brand new series called Beyond Legendary, which will be showcasing our Beyond Legendary mod pack, which is a mod pack consisting of Long War, Ted Jam, and Requiem content, all with a difficulty modifier added on top of it. So let's get started. Now, the goal of this series is going to be to explain all the stuff that is going on inside of these mod packs. But even if you've never played modded XCOM before, you will be able to understand exactly what's going on as we go.
Position confirmed.
But as you'll see, we start off with a squad of 8, unlike regular Gatecrasher, which starts off with a squad of 4. This is a feature brought in by Long War. And you'll also notice that we have some unique units here. So first one here is Jane Kelly. She's going to be a special Crasher class, which specializes in using swords as well as shotgun.
Headed there now.
We also have the Advent Defector right here. This guy is the Frost Legion Purifier, which is a enemy type that was introduced in Ted Jam. This guy is also available for our team, and this isn't like vanilla where you just have these guys for one mission. They'll actually come home with us and actually have their own rank ups and everything. There's also the Sidewinder Viper, which is a Long War enemy type. Here's our Skirmisher, and the rest of the people are rookies.
Yes, sir.
Let's get into position. This will be just like any other Gatecrasher where you just have to kill everything on the map. We'll be doing just that.
Heading to that location.
I'm just gonna run people up. At this point, I don't think we'll need cover. There's a bunch of space around here. I don't think any enemies will be walking towards us. Oh, here comes the first group of enemies. You'll immediately notice that the Advent Troopers have much more HP than usual, and there's also a new enemy type called Surveillance Drone. If you've never played Long War, then you will probably have never seen the Surveillance Drone. That thing is just an enemy type that doesn't really do damage, but can inflict stuns and disorients. A very dangerous enemy type for timed missions, as well as missions where there's like not a lot of units that you can use. In this one we have 8 people, so it's not as bad. Losing one person for a few rounds out of 8 people isn't a big deal, but if you only have like 5 people on your team and one of them goes down, that's like a 20% damage output loss on your entire squad, so that can get kind of bad. Let's overwatch for another round and wait for the enemies to come towards us. You'll also notice that the Advent Troopers have extra HP, so in Beyond Legendary, the Advent Troopers have nanoscale vest plus a point of armor, so that kind of solidifies their role as kind of a frontline, kind of tanky unit. They are meant to breach our front lines, and our goal is to take care of them before they do that. There's a couple of other changes. We'll go over them as the battle progresses. I think for now what we'll do is we'll just stand out in the open and let them walk into us, and then we'll just overwatch them to death, hopefully.
Yeah.
Let's do that right now. The squad all the way up. The detection tiles are kind of weird right now. I don't know how we're going to move forward here without getting detected by these guys. I think we can trust all these red tiles. We see all the enemies, so these red tiles shouldn't be lying to us. Unlike in vanilla, the enemies don't get to immediately shoot at you if they walk into you.
Moving to position.
In vanilla, if you get revealed from concealment, you're being flanked, they do get a chance to shoot, but not in Long War, which is the mechanics that Beyond Legendary is currently using for this. We have not been revealed yet. Been wanting to get revealed. Come on, you guys, walk into me. Let's put someone maybe right here. This should be safe. I want to just try to get a free round of Overwatch against them, so we just get a bunch of free shots, a bunch of free damage. It's the best way to engage when you're on a mission that is not timed.
I'm on the move.
We're trying very hard to make that happen.
We gotta stop them.
Roger.
And this button down here that I'm clicking is just Smart Overwatch All. Automatically overwatches everyone. This Frost Purifier, however, does not have an Overwatch button, so I have to enter manually here. They keep walking away from us. Oh, there we go. Alright then. Let's begin.
These guys make up the bulk of the Advent forces we've
A little bit
dealt
of an
with.
introduction to what the Advent drones are right there.
Their obedience makes them predictable.
And everyone's just gonna open fire on this officer here. Not really a whole bunch of damage though, unfortunately.
Hardly did anything.
Oof, not gonna connect. Nice try.
Negative damage.
Alright, not too bad. A little bit of damage on these enemies here. Not a whole bunch.
Adjusting aim.
And they also get some overwatches. Now, one of the new things in Long War that you might not recognize from vanilla is that enemies will get to take certain actions as the battle begins, depending on what level of alert they're on. You might have heard this term before if you've watched me streaming, but there is green alert, yellow alert, and red alert. Green alert is what these guys were on at the start of the mission. All enemy pods start on green alert, they're not aware of XCOM's position, and they're just kind of walking around. When they engage on green alert, they're allowed to go on overwatch, just as you're seeing here. Now, as we start fighting, as you guys saw earlier, we were shooting and all sorts of stuff. It creates sound around us, and if enemies are close enough to hear that sound, then they will go on yellow alert. Different things will cause more sound, and equipping suppressors will reduce sound. Now, if an enemy is on yellow alert, they are not active yet, but they know that there's combat happening, and they will actively try to flank XCOM before they engage. And when they finally activate, there will be a 25% chance that they take a shot instead of doing something passive like overwatching. And then finally, red alert is just they're in the middle of combat. So let's begin. First things first, our goal is going to be to try and remove as much overwatch as possible here. We can take one step to the side without triggering overwatch. And then we'll just start taking some shots here. Get a bit of damage on that officer, perhaps. Maybe if we can hit both of these guys with an AP grenade. I can't hit both of these guys. I think what I'll do is I'm going to take this other shot against this trooper to try to cancel out his overwatch also. There we go.
It's gonna be tough to beat that giant rock.
And now that we've gotten rid of most of the overwatches, we should be able to try and cancel that guy's overwatch with another shot from one of these guys. Maybe we'll give a shot to this rookie over here. I have to run through that though. I'm trying not to run the overwatches if I can help it. Maybe we'll use a snake. So this snake is the Sidewinder. The Sidewinder is a special variant of the Viper, which is mostly focused around sneaking and flanking. But as you guys can see here, this thing has the Shadow Step perk by default, as well as reposition, so whenever it takes a flank shot, it's allowed to reposition itself and get out of danger. So that's exactly what we're going to do right now. We're going to use our Shadow Step to get past that guy's overwatch. And just take a quick shot against him. Try to cancel out his overwatch there. Nice shot, does connect. And now everyone has had their overwatches removed. The rest of our squad should be able to start cleaning up now. You'll notice another thing over here on this drone. This drone, if you've played Long War, you'll know what drones are, but you may not recognize some of these other perks that they're given. This is added bonuses that they get from Beyond Legendary. They get the moving target ability, which is kind of like a weaker version of lightning reflexes. And they also get Zone of Control, which reduces our stats as long as we're standing within it. So notice how people within this green circle have much lower accuracy. You can see our accuracy stat over here next to this crosshair indicator. Our accuracy is being crippled a little bit. You don't have the 100% slash. Let's try to land it though.
Target asset sight.
Nice 80% crit, not bad. I'll take it.
Target neutralized.
Alright, one target destroyed.
Asset
And maybe
secure.
we'll have Jane Kelly try and remove this fellow also. I'm just gonna go for a chop right here. It's okay that we're flanked here. I think we're pretty much going to be killing everything on the map, so positioning here doesn't matter as much as long as we're somewhat in cover in case something is on yellow alert around us. So far, this part of the map seems clear, so I'm mostly worried about this foggy area up here. I'll try and take cover with my team facing this direction, kind of like how we're doing with Jane Kelly right now. We'll try, although we might not be able to guarantee that. Right now, I think the next thing we should be doing is trying to kill off that trooper down that distance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this person down here and just get as close as we can to this guy. Now notice how we only have a 69% chance of landing. However, you'll also notice that this rookie is not holding a standard assault rifle. This is called a Marauder auto rifle. It's a variant of a type of automatic weapon that the rookies can hold. It does less damage than the assault rifle, but comes with this ability called Pierce the Veil. Basically, if you're shooting at an organic enemy, you get a bit more damage, a bit more accuracy, and a bit more armor piercing. Look at that! Our accuracy is now 84. We're gonna take the shot. Excellent shot right there.
Okay, so I got one.
And now let's finish working on this surveillance drone. Just gonna relocate that guy there. I think we'll start off with using our Pierce the Veil ability. Seems like a lot of our rookies are holding this gun, so hopefully we'll be able to take care of this thing. It's heavily armored and it's got a decent amount of dodge stat, so it can be hard to take care of it. It might be better if we hit this thing with a Purifier Ice Thrower first. We get to do 2 actions with this. This does not end their turn. Maybe we'll also do a Glacial Throw, get some damage off against it. Nice throw from our Purifier. Okay, now that we've dealt with everything on the map, let's try to get as much of our team into a safe spot as possible. There really isn't that many safe spots. Another thing about Yellow Alert is that when the enemies walk up to us, they have a chance to shoot at us. They're not guaranteed, but if you're able to damage them before they get into position through things like Overwatch, then the ones that are damaged will not get a chance to shoot back at us before we get a chance to retaliate. So if you can't get your team into a position to counterattack against the, or to take cover against the Yellow Alert enemies, you can put yourself on Overwatch and try to tag them with damage. Okay, for now though, I think what we're going to do is we're going to probably take this time to reposition. I'm thinking what we'll do is, the map extends down here quite a bit. Why don't we just try to finish exploring down here with one final move from our Viper? And if we don't see anything up in this direction, I'm going to assume that there won't really be much stuff up there. Let's now take the rest of our team and just kind of
Alright, I'll go.
start positioning towards this side of the map. It seems like this is the side of the map that will have more stuff on it. I'll take cover behind these spots like this, where it's less likely that we would reveal more enemies. Also, yelling civilians will also trigger noise that might cause Yellow Alert to activate. You will be able to tell if enemies came in on Yellow Alert based on whether or not they're patrolling with a casual walk or if they're running around. And while we're at it, I guess I can explain a little bit more about the Frost Purifier. So this is all of this guy's perks right now. You guys can pause the video if you want to read everything, but basically this guy is a Frost Purifier, and unlike the regular units, notice how whenever we're selecting, let me see if I can select someone. Notice how when we're selecting regular units, there's shield cover icons all over the place. The Frost Purifier is slightly different in that he does not take cover. He's heavily armored, so he's unable to like squat down properly and get into cover, but you'll notice he has 25 defense by the shield icon here. And in Long War, half cover gives about 30 defense, so this guy essentially has half cover built into him. It's a very interesting type of unit, and it's the type of unit that you will be using as sort of like a frontline tank. And it does actually gain armor on rank ups, so you guys will be seeing that as we play with him more and more. Okay, seeing as how there's nothing in this back corner, I'm just going to focus mostly on the front side. We're going to throw out an evac zone. Another change from Long War is that you guys will notice that a lot of the base mechanics of all of these mod packs is centered around Long War because it's so well crafted. But Long War makes it so that evac takes a while longer to arrive, so it's important to throw your evac early, especially if you're expecting possibly like units to bleed out or something. You want to just make sure that you have the evac here so that if someone's bleeding out and you don't have a medkit available, you can carry them out easily.
Moving to Overwatch.
For now, we're just going to Overwatch. And here comes another group. They are not on Yellow Alert. They were casually walking around, so that's quite nice. These guys will not get a chance to shoot at us. There'll be a little bit of an explanation about what each of these guys does.
I got nothing.
Ooh, 2 pods at once. Alright, let's get ready for this.
To the sectoids first encountered during the invasion. Their genetic structure now includes human DNA. They are stronger than ever, with an even greater psionic potential.
Okay, I believe the sectoid did run in, so the sectoid itself was on yellow alert. Luckily, none of these guys got their actions off. Now let's figure out how we're going to deal with this. There's one guy on Overwatch and a bunch of enemies up in front. Probably the best thing we can do about all this is to try and flashbang all of them. So let's see if we can get anyone in position for a good flashbang. We're also out of ammunition on Mr. Deadman over here. I was not able to reload him. I probably had a chance to reload him, but I just ended up not doing so. We can throw a grenade on top of that guy, and that should cancel his Overwatch. Maybe we'll do that. We'll use a grappling hook on our skirmisher to first reposition to a better spot. Now, when it comes to Overwatches, you'll notice that we have an indicator that tells us whether or not the Overwatch will happen. As long as you're moving one tile into the Overwatch indicator, that is still safe. So we should be able to get up to here safely. And toss out a grenade that can hopefully do some damage to these guys. I can't exactly reach that fellow down there, unfortunately, so we're gonna have to go with the regular grenade. Maybe we will try and throw a regular grenade on top of this guy and destroy his cover. Cover is a lot more difficult to destroy in Long Wars, so this is not a guaranteed destruction of that cover, but we'll try our best. Get some damage down there. Did not manage to destroy that cover, unfortunately. He is weakened, though. We should be able to kill him in one more hit. You guys will notice a couple of new enemies around here. I will try to explain them in a way that doesn't require me to pause the gameplay and do an info dump, but still allows you guys to get an idea of what these enemies do. I think we'll start by running Isbal up here. Isbal seems to be our closest unit with the flashbang. We can hit like that, or we can hit like that. Can we get 3, maybe? Oh, come on. Oh. Can we get the third guy? Yes, we can. Okay, that's not a bad flashbang. We'll consider throwing that depending on what we're able to kill and disable. Still trying to figure out a way to get rid of that guy's Overwatch, though. The best answer might be to just try to grenade him, but there's no one here that actually can grenade. We do have a flashbang from this Viper. Let's try doing that. This Viper's immune to Overwatch. We should be able to get up to here. And we do manage a flashbang on these two guys back there. That's pretty solid. I think we'll start with this. Try to disable these guys. Now over here, one of the guys that we disabled is the Advent Engineer. This is a very interesting unit. Just like the drone, its focus isn't on killing. You'll notice his damage output is only 3 compared to everyone else's damage. And his accuracy isn't particularly high either, although that's because we flashbanged him. But this enemy unit carries flashbangs, 3 of them to be exact. And if you've played Long War before, you recognize this enemy, but you won't recognize these 2 perks. So now this guy is capable of throwing really big flashbangs and being able to shoot after throwing his flashbangs. Makes them a little bit more threatening rather than something where you just kill everything else and ignore them. Just have them waste their actions on flashbangs. Very interesting little change to the enemies here. Okay, I think at this point we're just going to run forward and just try to kill as much stuff as we can. We'll start with Jane Kelly attacking that sectoid there. Not quite a kill. Almost, though. Is there someone around here that might be able to score the finishing blow? Reed's move over here, unfortunately, is not a flank. And we do want to get corpses. Unlike in vanilla, corpses do get destroyed by grenades and explosives. But we do have to be a bit careful about how we do this. The AP grenade is a special type of explosive. It's kind of like a needle grenade. So I don't actually have to worry about this destroying corpses. I think we'll use this to finish off these 2 guys, because it's getting kind of hard to break through the situation here.
Killed him.
Nice double kill right there. Even got a superior reflex stock. Nice. Alright, we have a couple more actions left. We have Mao Chao over here. Mao Chao does have a smoke grenade. Maybe we use that. Or we just move up and shoot something. I'm not sure yet. Let's think about what we might do. Can't exactly reach any particularly great spots with a lot of these people. I can get the flashbang onto that sentry. We got 4 enemies shooting at us. I want to get them weakened as much as possible. So I think what I will do is I will... Yeah, I think this is what we'll do. We're going to throw the flashbang up here. Try to at least disorient that sentry. The gunner is still kind of scary, but the gunner's accuracy isn't too high. You'll notice that the Advent gunner does a ton of damage, but he has very low accuracy. Kind of a callback to the XCOM gunner. They serve very similar roles. Their main role, however, is for suppression, which I will showcase in just a bit if I can get that chance. I think what we'll do is we'll try to cover some distance rather than just sit back in the distance and not be able to do anything next round. I think the entire squad's going to run up, actually. And then what we'll do is we will take Mao Chao back here, come back into this full cover, and take a smoke grenade and toss it on top of everyone in half cover here. And then maybe we'll take our Frost Purifier. Now remember how this guy doesn't take cover, he's already got cover built into him, so standing behind these things doesn't actually reduce enemy hit chances against you. But now that we have half cover built into us and we're standing in smoke, this guy should be incredibly hard to hit. What we're going to do is we're just going to toss a throwing axe, probably at this half cover sentry. Well, he's already disoriented. I can't get a kill on the gunner though, so I guess we might as well throw the axe at the sentry. The animation for that is a bit broken, of course. Oh! Okay. Alright then. Nice throw. The Advent Gunner is going to fire off his suppression. You'll notice that he has quite a few different perks compared to his Long War variant. I'll go over that right now. So the Advent Gunner... In regular Long War 2, they're a high damage gun user with very low accuracy, but the ability to also use suppression. So if you try to run their suppression, you can get punished very heavily if they roll very high on their shots. Now over here, they have Executioner. If you're low on HP, you're in a very dangerous situation against an Advent Gunner, because 15 aim added onto 65 aim, that's like 80 accuracy. Incredibly high aim, and that's like on par with some of the mid-tier enemies in the mid-game. They also come with dedicated suppression. Taking damage no longer cancels their suppression, unlike in a regular Long War 2. So this makes it a lot harder to escape from their suppression, and they also get bonus defense while they're using Overwatch and suppression, which makes it even harder to take care of them. They're a very dangerous type of CC type of enemies. They're capable of crowd controlling your team and punishing you if you're not very careful about it. So, if we decide we want to run the Overwatch, we could try, but Jane Kelly's only going to have a 65% accuracy, even with a Sword Slice. We won't be able to throw our grenades, and I'm thinking right now the best thing that we can do for these guys... I think even the Frost Purifier is being suppressed, yes. So, probably the best thing we can do is try to kill everything else on the enemy team and just leave the gunner alive, which might get kind of scary, but there's not much we can do about that. We'll take a reload on Dredaya up here. I could take these shots, but these shots are kind of bad. I'm gonna have Dredaya just hunker down for now. This might end up just being a very defensive turn, where we just kind of position ourselves in a way that the enemies can't kill us, and once that suppression goes away, we can hopefully act on the next round. Now, unfortunately, we have another problem. Even if I wait till the next round and the suppression wears off, this Advent Engineer is going to continue throwing flashbangs on us. We're kind of stalled right now in a way that is kind of difficult, and we're probably just going to have to engage these guys into a firefight. We have this snake over here, though, and this snake has the ability to ignore Overwatch, so I should be able to get the snake all the way up here and maybe do something with it. Now, as you guys know from vanilla, snakes naturally have some sort of dodge stat, and the Sidewinder here is no exception. It's got decent dodge stat, so I'm not as scared of keeping it in the front lines right now, as long as it's within cover. Maybe we can throw a poison bomb on these guys? I'm thinking I want to poison the gunner. I'm more scared about the gunner shot than like the other guy's shots. Like this guy, he can shoot, he can do some damage, but his damage isn't anywhere near as high as the Advent gunner's is. So I think we're just going to poison the gunner so it has as little accuracy as possible. You'll see now his accuracy is stuck at 45%. We could consider trying to run that Overwatch with Jane Kelly now. I'm feeling a little bit more confident about this. We could also try running it with our Frost Purifier. This guy's got 25 defense, plus the poison subtracting his accuracy. We should have a decent chance to just kind of run past that guy's shots if we wanted to try that. I'm thinking I will try that. Let's try to move in a way that doesn't trigger this guy's Overwatch, though. Well, he's also disoriented. What are the chances that they both land their shots against us? Maybe what I'll do is I'll have Mao Chao run this guy's Overwatch. Let's do that. We'll have Mao Chao run that guy's Overwatch. It was surprisingly high, actually. 42% even while disoriented. And then after that, we're going to have this soldier over here run through the suppression so he can actually do something. Now, if he gets wounded while running up through the suppression, I might have to pull him back, because then I won't feel as confident about keeping him out there anymore. Let's see what we can do with this guy. Nice, 0%. Excellent work. Well, we managed to escape all of that. What are we going to do next? I think I do still want cover against the gunner, though. I don't want to take damage from that guy if I can help it. Maybe what we'll do is... yeah, let's take some volume of fire. We'll activate Pierce the Veil on both of our rookies here and just try to maybe tag some guys with damage. The Trooper is actually more damaging than the Engineer, so I'd like to try to get this guy if possible. We're going to take these shots here. Just try to tag him with some graze damage, maybe. Ooh, nice full hit. Okay, well, if that happens, then our decision is made a little bit easier here. Oh, wait, I said cover doesn't matter on this guy. I keep forgetting that. Okay, cover doesn't matter on this guy. I was thinking like, oh, I want cover against the gunner, but it doesn't really matter if I stand here or here. Let's actually create a bit of distance, maybe. The distance will make it so that he's slightly less accurate, I think. Go for this guy, finish him off. There we go. Good job to our Frost Purifier.
I don't see why not.
Everybody else is just going to keep moving up. Activate our Pierce the Veils once again, and just keep on trying to hit that Advent Engineer. Nice shots! Oh man, these rookies are performing really well right now. I'm very happy with that. For our last few actions, we do not really have an easy way of getting past this guy's Overwatch, unless I just run up here with Jane Kelly. I'm kind of apprehensive about running Jane Kelly up. This guy had a 0% chance of getting hit because he has 25 defense built into him. Jane Kelly does not, which makes me a little bit more nervous.
I'm going. On Overwatch.
I think we'll just take this round to Overwatch or hunker down or do something.
All set.
Yeah, we can't Overwatch with these guys who are being suppressed. We'll just wait around here. He is poisoned, so it's very unlikely that he's able to land a hit. 45 minus 25 means only a 20% chance.
I'm afraid this one is gone.
Well, the battle of the low chances to hit. Unfortunate for you, Mr. Frost Purifier. Alright, that's alright, though. He's only bleeding out. He's still alive. We'll make sure to end this mission before he dies. Let's throw a grenade directly on this gunner. Try to destroy that wall if possible. Get that grenade going. Excellent exposure on the enemies, and we should be able to finish him off. Let's give this kill to our skirmisher, seeing as how this guy did not get a chance to get any kills this mission. The rookies don't need any kill EXP. They're already going to automatically promote after the mission. Take a shot. Nice shot.
I very rarely
Positive
feel
confirmation.
joy,
Area
but it makes me
secured.
positively
Status
sad
confirmed.
to know
Mission
that
accomplished.
dead.
Alright then, mission accomplished. A very interesting first mission, but that's that. Let's head on back to base. And what I think I'm going to do with this series is we're going to be splitting the combat missions as well as the strategic aspect of the gameplay and splitting them into separate videos. And by doing so, we'll be able to have a playlist of purely combat for the people who don't really care too much about spending 30 minutes in the strategic layer. And we'll be able to also separate the strategic layer into a separate playlist for people who want to study how to build your soldiers up. And then we'll have like a third playlist which just has everything in order.
Taking Advent apart one mission at a time, Commander. Impressive work.
Alright then, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this first episode. It was a very fun mission, and I'm hoping you guys enjoy the rest of Beyond Legendary as much as I currently am myself. I'm also streaming this content live on Twitch every few times a week. I don't have a set schedule, but it's usually on the weekdays at around 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Thanks for watching, you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we also have 2 soldiers that are unnamed, the Sidewinder and the Purifier, so if you guys would like to have a chance to be one of those soldiers, leave a comment in the comment section, and we will be renaming those guys. These 2 soldiers right here. Alright then, thank you guys very much for watching, have a good night, and bye-bye.